Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Aditi Lumba with the evening news. The headlines. President Ramnath Kovind addresses the nation on the eve of 73rd Republic Day. Says country is better placed today to meet challenges of the future. President asserts country has shown unmatched resolve against coronavirus. Nation to celebrate 73rd Republic Day tomorrow. Gallantry and distinguished awards announced. Olympian Neeraj Chopra honoured with Param Vishisht Seva Medal. Government announces Padma Awards. Former Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat, former UP Chief Minister Kalyan Singh and former President of Geeta Press Radheshyam Khemka to be honoured with Padma Vibhushan posthumously. President Ramnath Kovind approves Jeevan Raksha Padak series of awards to 51 persons for the year 2021. In Uttar Pradesh, State Election Commission makes mandatory for all political parties to seek permission for campaign through video vans. Over 162 crore 92 lakh doses of COVID-19 administered in the country so far under national vaccination drive. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia urges states and UTs to focus on teleconsultation. And IMD predicts cold to severe cold wave conditions to continue in northern states for next 2 to 3 days. As the number of COVID-19 cases is rising fast in several parts of the country, we appeal to our listeners to be vigilant and to get fully vaccinated and help others, including children between 15 and 18 years, get vaccinated. With the new Omicron variant of coronavirus causing concern, please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact National Helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. President Ramnath Kovind has said that India is better placed today to meet the challenges of the future. He said the 21st century is turning out to be the age of climate change and India has taken a leadership position on the world stage in showing the way, especially with its bold and ambitious push for renewable energy. In his address to the nation on the eve of 73rd Republic Day, President Ramnath Kovind exhorted that at the individual level, each one of us can remember Gandhiji's advice and help improve the world around us. The President exuded confidence that, inspired by this spirit of universal brotherhood, India and the entire global community will move towards a more equitable and prosperous future. Spelling out the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, the President added that the country has shown an unmatched resolve against the coronavirus.
I am proud to say that we have shown an unmatched resolve against the coronavirus. In the first year itself, we raised the healthcare infrastructure and also reached out to help others. By the second year, we had developed indigenous vaccines and launched the world's biggest vaccination drive in history.
Mr. Kovind said, unfortunately, the virus makes a comeback with new mutations. The President cautioned that as the pandemic is still widespread, people must remain alert and not let their guard down. Appreciating the role of leadership, policy makers, administrators and others at the central and state levels for making timely interventions, the President said the economy is on the move again. He said it is a testimony to India's spirit in the face of adversity that the economy is projected to grow at an impressive rate in this fiscal after going through contraction last year. He said this shows the success of the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan launched in the previous year. President Ramnath Kovind further added that small and medium enterprises have played an important role in providing employment to people and imparting impetus to the economy. He said our innovative young entrepreneurs have set new benchmarks of success by making effective use of the startup ecosystem. Mentioning about the national education policy in his address, President Ramnath Kovind said, to reap the demographic dividends, the government has created the right environment with the national education policy that makes a perfect blend of traditional values and modern skills. The President said that in the past year, the country's sportspersons also brought cheers as they made their mark at the Olympics, and the self-confidence of these young champions inspires millions today. The President said that in recent months, he has witnessed remarkable examples of people strengthening the country and the society through their commitment and action in diverse areas. He said the dedicated teams of the Indian Navy and Cochin Shipyard Limited have built an indigenous state-of-the-art aircraft carrier IAC Vikrant, which is to be inducted into our Navy. He added that due to such modern military capabilities, India is now counted among the world's leading naval powers. This is an impressive example of moving towards self-reliance in the field of defense. Citing another example which he termed very touching, the President said that in a village called Sui in Bhiwani district of Haryana, some enlightened citizens have transformed the village under the Swaprerit Adarsh Gram Yojana, demonstrating sensitivity and diligence. He said this example strengthens his belief that a new India is emerging, a strong India and a sensitive India.
The President said that today it is our soldiers and security personnel who carry on the legacy of national pride.
In the unbearable cold of the Himalayas and in the excruciating heat of the desert, far away from their families, they continue to guard the motherland. It is thanks to the constant vigil of the armed forces securing our borders and the police personnel maintaining internal security within the country that their fellow citizens enjoy peaceful life.
He said when a brave soldier dies on duty, the entire country feels sad, and last month, in an unfortunate accident, the country has lost one of the bravest commanders of the country, General Bipin Rawat, his wife and many brave soldiers. He said the entire country was deeply saddened by the tragic loss. The President opined that patriotism strengthens the sense of duty among citizens. He said whether you are a doctor or a lawyer, a shopkeeper or office worker, a sanitation employee or a labourer, doing one's duty well and efficiently is the first and the foremost contribution you make to the nation. Mr. Kovind added that as the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, he is glad to know that it has been a watershed year for women empowerment in the armed forces.
Our daughters have broken a glass ceiling, and permanent commission has now been allowed for women officers in new areas. Also, the talent pipeline for the forces will be strengthened with women coming through Sainik schools and the prestigious National Defence Academy. Consequently, our armed forces will benefit from better gender balance.
The President highlighted that India will cross a milestone when it completes 75 years of independence, and the country is celebrating this occasion as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
We are celebrating this occasion as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. It is heartening to note that our people, especially youngsters, are participating enthusiastically in a variety of events and programs organized to commemorate the landmark year. It is a great opportunity for not only the next generation, but all of us to reconnect with our past.
Mr. Kovind said 2 days ago, on 23rd January, all of us observed the 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, who had adopted the energizing salutation of Jai Hind. He said Netaji's quest for independence and his ambition to make India proud inspire all of us. Throwing light on Indian Constitution, the President in his address mentioned that while the text of the Constitution dealing with the details of the workings of the state is quite long, the preamble sums up its guiding principles: democracy, justice, liberty, equality and fraternity. He said they form the bedrock on which our republic stands, and these are the values that form our collective inheritance. The President said when the country won independence, the exploitation of colonial rule had left the people in utter poverty. But in 75 years, we have made impressive progress, and new opportunities await the next generation. Extending his heartiest greetings to the citizens in India and abroad on the eve of 73rd Republic Day, President Ramnath Kovind said that diversity and vibrancy of our democracy is appreciated worldwide.
The nation will celebrate the 73rd Republic Day tomorrow. The main function will be held at Rajpath in the national capital. As per tradition, the national flag will be unfurled, followed by the national anthem with a booming 21-gun salute. The parade will commence with President Ramnath Kovind taking the salute. This year, the parade will begin at 10:30 a.m. instead of the scheduled time of 10 a.m. The parade, which starts from Raisina Hills and goes through Rajpath, India Gate to Red Fort, would now only go up to the National Stadium, while tableau of states, different ministries and departments will proceed to the Red Fort. The number of troops in marching contingents in the Republic Day Parade has been reduced from 144 to 96 to ensure social distancing in view of COVID-19. They will be seen marching in 12 rows and 8 columns. Indian Army soldiers will be seen marching in different uniforms worn by the Army since 1950 to the present day at the Republic Day Parade this year. We have this report.
The Republic Day ceremony will commence with Prime Minister Narendra Modi visiting the National War Memorial. He will lead the nation in paying solemn tributes to the fallen heroes by laying a wreath. The celebrations this year are special as the Republic Day falls in the 75th year of independence, being celebrated as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav across the country. To mark the occasion, the Ministry of Defence has conceptualized a series of new events during the main parade on Rajpath. Special arrangements have been made to give opportunity to those segments of society which usually do not get to watch the parade. Some sections of auto rickshaw drivers, construction workers, Safai Karmacharis and frontline health workers have been invited to watch the Republic Day parade. The parade will showcase India's military might and cultural diversity in a grand parade at Rajpath as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. This year there will be a total of 16 marching contingents in Republic Day parade. 6 from the Army, 1 each from Navy and Air Force, 4 Central Armed Police Forces, 1 from Delhi Police, 2 from National Cadet Corps and 1 National Service Scheme NSS. Anupam Mishra, AR News, Delhi.
Delhi Police has made elaborate arrangements to ensure smooth conduct of Republic Day Parade at Rajpath. Over 27,000 police personnel are deployed in the national capital for the Republic Day celebrations. Delhi Police has issued guidelines for people who will attend the parade. It said seating blocks will open at 7 a.m. and visitors are advised to arrive accordingly. It is necessary to have both doses of anti-corona vaccine and visitors are requested to bring the vaccine certificate. Delhi Police said children below 15 years of age are not allowed in the function. Delhi Police also said visitors are required to carry a valid ID card and cooperate in the security check. Delhi Metro services will be partially regulated on select metro stations tomorrow as part of the security arrangements for the Republic Day celebrations. All metro parking lots will remain closed from 6 a.m. today till 2 p.m. tomorrow as per instructions of the Delhi Police.
On the eve of Republic Day, government today announced Padma Awards. Former Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat, former Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Kalyan Singh and former President of Geeta Press Radheshyam Khemka will be honoured with Padma Vibhushan posthumously. Classical vocalist Prabha Atri will get the second highest civilian award. 17 persons will get Padma Bhushan. Krishna and Suchitra Ilo of Bharat Biotech, who brought Covaxin, and Cyrus Poonawalla of Serum Institute, who brought Covishield, will get Padma Bhushan. Former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Ghulam Nabi Azad, former West Bengal Chief Minister Buddhadev Bhattacharya, former CAG Rajiv Mehrishi, Paralympic medalist Devendra Jhajharia, Oriya author Pratibha Ray will get Padma Bhushan. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella and Google CEO Sundar Pichai will get Padma Bhushan. 107 persons will get Padma Shri. They include Tokyo Olympics gold medalist Neeraj Chopra, Tokyo Paralympics gold medalist Pramod Bhagat, Sumit Antal and Avni Likhara, singer Sonu Nigam and Lavani singer Sulochana Chauhan.
President Ramnath Kovind has approved the conferment of Jeevan Rakshak Padak series of awards 2021 to 51 persons. These awards include Sarvottam Jeevan Rakshak Padak to 6 persons, Uttam Jeevan Rakshak Padak to 16 and Jeevan Rakshak Padak to 29 persons. 5 awardees are posthumous. Sharat R.R. from Kerala, Jatin Kumar of Uttar Pradesh, Ram Avtar Godara from Rajasthan, Gyan Chand from Ministry of Railways and Amit Kumar Bhowal from West Bengal have been awarded with Sarvottam Jeevan Rakshak Padak posthumously. The Jeevan Raksha Padak series of awards are given to a person for meritorious act of human nature in saving the life of a person. The award is given in 3 categories, namely Sarvottam Jeevan Raksha Padak, Uttam Jeevan Raksha Padak and Jeevan Raksha Padak. Persons of all walks of life are eligible for these awards. A total 939 police personnel have been awarded medals on the occasion of Republic Day 2022. Out of this, 189 police medals are for gallantry and 662 police medals for meritorious services. 88 personnel have been awarded President's Police Medal for distinguished services. Among the majority of 189 gallantry awards, 134 personnel are being awarded for their gallant action in Jammu and Kashmir region, while 47 personnel for their gallant action in left-wing extremist-affected areas and 1 person for the gallant action in Northeast region.
India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed 162 crore 92 lakh. More than 62 lakh vaccine doses were administered in the last 24 hours. The recovery rate currently stands at 93.15%. A total of 2,55,874 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. India's active case load currently stands at over 22,36,000. The weekly positivity rate is presently at 17.17%. Over 2,67,000 patients have recovered in the last 24 hours. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia has said that in view of a substantial number of active cases across the country recuperating from COVID-19 in home isolation, it is important to focus on expanding the reach of teleconsultation services for providing timely quality healthcare to the beneficiaries. Mr. Mandavia was interacting with state health ministers and principal secretaries and additional chief secretaries, health and administrators of 9 states and union territories. He urged the states and union territories to adopt the hub and spoke model and ensure that more and more centres of teleconsultation are opened. The minister said this will enable beneficiaries to access expert advice from experts stationed at the district hubs. He added that eSanjeevani has been able to provide services to more than 2.6 crore beneficiaries where people can seek medical advice from the confines of their homes. You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. President Ramnath Kovind addresses the nation on the eve of 73rd Republic Day. Says country is better placed today to meet challenges of the future. President asserts country has shown unmatched resolve against coronavirus. Nation to celebrate 73rd Republic Day tomorrow. Government announces Padma Awards. Former Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat, former UP Chief Minister Kalyan Singh and former President of Gita Press Radheshyam Khemka to be honoured with Padma Vibhushan posthumously. President Ramnath Kovind approves Jeevan Raksha Padak series of awards to 51 persons for the year 2021. In Uttar Pradesh, State Election Commission makes mandatory for all the political parties to seek permission for campaign through video vans. Over 162 crore 92 lakh doses of COVID-19 administered in the country so far under National Vaccination Drive. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia urges states and union territories to focus on teleconsultation, and IMD predicts cold to severe cold wave conditions to continue in the northern states for the next 2 to 3 days. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो खुद से वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back to the evening news. In Uttar Pradesh, the State Election Commission has made it mandatory for all political parties to seek permission for campaigning through video vans or digital video vans. Expenditure on the video vans will be added to the party's election expenses, which has to be produced before the Election Commission once the elections are over. Such video vans can be used for campaigning only between 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Prime Minister and senior BJP leader Narendra Modi today virtually interacted with party workers and page committee members of the party in Gujarat. During the interaction, Mr. Modi guided party workers and party office bearers on important issues. Prime Minister and senior BJP leader Mr. Modi also congratulated the voters on the occasion of National Voters' Day today. He also asked for suggestions from the party workers to serve the people more efficiently.
And now let's listen to a special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember revolutionary freedom fighter Manabendra Nath Roy, who died on the 25th of January, 1954.
M.N. Roy was born on 22nd March 1887 at Arbelia, North 24 Parganas of West Bengal. Towards the end of the 19th century, revolutionary nationalism began to spread in Bengal. Roy was inspired by the writings of Bankim Chandra Chatterjee and Vivekanand. In the wake of the partition of Bengal, he came in contact with the militant nationalists and was introduced to the Anushilan Samiti of Aurobindo Ghosh.
He worked with Bagha Jatin and was arrested in 1910 in the Howrah-Shibpur conspiracy case. On release, Roy travelled in the garb of a sannyasi until 1914.
At the outbreak of the First World War, an emissary from Berlin came to Calcutta and assured revolutionaries of German help. Accordingly, M.N. Roy was sent to Batavia to negotiate the deal with the German Consul General. It was arranged that a shipment of arms and ammunition would be delivered in the Sundarban area. However, the cargo did not arrive. When M.N. Roy went back to Batavia, he found the German diplomats non-cooperating. He resolved not to return to India without arms. He pursued his mission by contacting the revolutionaries in Indochina, the Philippines, Korea, Japan, and the USA.
When American police began to round up Indian revolutionaries in the USA in 1917 as German spies, Roy fled to Mexico. He delivered lectures and published articles on India and the U.S. foreign policy of the Monroe Doctrine that created a sensation. Lenin invited Roy to participate in the Second World Congress of the Communist International in Moscow in 1920. Later, Roy was placed in charge of the Asian Bureau of Communist International with headquarters at Tashkent.
Roy came to India in 1930 and was arrested and tried for sedition. On his release in November 1936, Roy joined the Indian National Congress. With the declaration of World War II, M.N. Roy condemned the rising fascism in Germany and Italy, instead supported England and France in the fight against fascism. He left the Congress Party and created the Radical Democratic Party in 1940.
M.N. Roy devoted the last years of his life to the formulation of an alternative philosophy which he called radical humanism. Radical humanism was based on the latest developments in the field of biology and social sciences. It is called radical humanism because M.N. Roy refuted the existence of God and other extraworldly realities in a radical way. We salute the great nationalist.
We also remember revolutionary freedom fighter Anant Singh, who died on 25th January 1979. He was one of the leading participants in the revolutionary Chittagong Armory raid.
Anant Singh was born in Chittagong on the 1st of December 1903. Anant Singh left his studies and soon became one of the closest associates of Surya Sen. He used to make bombs and cartridges for the people working for the revolution.
Anand's organizational skills were of great assistance in the raiding of the Chittagong armory. When he and his group lost control of Chittagong in the incident, they took shelter in French territory of Chandannagar, but surrendered before the police commissioner in Kolkata on hearing the news of the trial and torture of his comrades. He planned to blow up the jail with a dynamite blast, but was caught while planting the bomb on the jail wall. Anand Singh and 9 others were deported to Andaman Islands. He started a hunger strike inside the prison and, at Rabindranath's intervention, was moved to a jail in mainland India. He was set free 1 year before independence in 1946.
Anand Singh wrote several books describing his experience as a revolutionary. Among his notable works are Chottagram Yuva Bidroh, Agnigarbha Chottagram, Masterda, and Swapna O Sadhana. We salute the great revolutionary.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Best wishes to all the consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase Hallmark Gold Jewellery. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India, Jago Grahak Jago.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Delhiites woke up shivering to yet another chilly day of the season today as the cold wave conditions still prevailed in parts of northern India. According to the India Meteorological Department, IMD, the minimum temperature in the city was recorded at 6 degrees Celsius today, while the maximum touched 16 degrees. Delhi has been continuously recording cold days since January 13th. The IMD today said that cold to severe cold wave conditions are very likely to continue in parts of Delhi, Punjab, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan and Gujarat over the next 2 to 3 days. Let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi is likely to have another cold day. Temperature will vary between 7 and 15 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature will be 15 degrees, maximum expected to be around 27. Chennai is likely to have partly cloudy sky. Temperature will vary between 23 and 26 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have fog in the morning and mainly clear sky later. The city will observe a minimum temperature of 15 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 26. Srinagar will have partly cloudy sky. Temperature will hover between 0 and 10 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have partly cloudy sky with haze. Minimum temperature will be 6 degrees, maximum around 19. Leh is likely to witness generally cloudy sky. Minimum and maximum temperature will hover between minus 14 and minus 2 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will have partly cloudy sky. Temperature will hover between 3 and 12 degrees Celsius. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. President Ramnath Kovind addresses the nation on the eve of 73rd Republic Day, says country is better placed today to meet challenges of the future. President asserts country has shown unmatched resolve against coronavirus. Nation to celebrate 73rd Republic Day tomorrow. Government announces Padma Awards. Former Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat, former UP Chief Minister Kalyan Singh and former President of Gita Press Radheshyam Khemka to be honoured with Padma Vibhushan posthumously. President Ramnath Kovind approves Jeevan Raksha Padak series of awards to 51 persons for the year 2021. In Uttar Pradesh, State Election Commission makes it mandatory for all political parties to seek permission for campaign through video vans. Over 162 crore 92 lakh doses of COVID-19 administered in the country so far under national vaccination drive. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia urges states and UTs to focus on teleconsultation. IMD predicts cold to severe cold wave conditions to continue in northern states for next 2 to 3 days. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.